The question asked is, Ramana Maharshi, whenever somebody asks a question, he asks question, who are you? Find out who are you. The questions which come in for a seeker are all wrong or false. I would say the wrong or false is not correct. They come with a certain framework of mind. Depending on the framework, the question will come. A person who has a sense of deep sense of duality will ask the question from point of view of duality. A person who has a concept of non-duality will ask the question from non-duality point of view. They are not wrong. The truth cannot be conceptualized. So the teacher gives an answer understanding the context of the questioner. So Ramana Maharshi's answer, find out who are you, is to bring out the person to the understanding of real self. So it is like this: a alcoholic asks a question to one of the friends, why the trees are running. His question is right. His question is valid, but within the framework of alcoholic intoxication. The person, the friend who is not alcoholic, he can give an answer. No, no, trees are not running. They appear to be running, but alcoholic will not be satisfied because he is in the intoxication. The person who is answering the question should help the alcoholic to come out of intoxication. Then he understands the answer directly. So Ramana Maharshi is trying to answer, all of us are intoxicated with Maya. All our questions are in the domain of Maya. Maya is called intoxication, or Sri Shankaracharya says, Maya Madira Pitaha. Maya is like alcohol. In that intoxication, we can ask n number of questions and we can get n number of answers. But still, we are in the domain of Maya. A realized master, enlightened master, always tries to point out to the reality and to help come out of Maya. He is not answering the question. He is trying to point out the reality to bring you out of intoxication. So in spirituality, there are many questions. The master does not answer the questions. Master helps you to find out who is the questioner. In the process, the intoxication by Maya has to be dropped and reality has to be understood. In reality, there's no duality. There's no subject and object. When there's no subject object, the question vanishes. So, to tell you very clearly, the master does not answer the question. The answer of the master helps the questioner to disappear, dissolve into reality. Approach is what you call direct approach. To straight away point out who are you. Vedanta is compassionate enough, full of compassion, understands the context of the questioner. It will not deny outright what he is experiencing is wrong. It will not say what he is experiencing is wrong. Vedanta unfolds the truth in a series of steps rather than telling who are you. The series of steps is called Adhyaropa Apavada. Adhyaropa means first level Vedanta accepts what you are experiencing is real for you. Then it points out the loopholes in your understanding and takes him to next level of truth, next level of understanding. So gradually understanding gets assimilated. Finally, he will reach the truth, reality. So the step-by-step understanding teaching by Vedanta is a traditional approach. It's called Adhyaropa Apavada. Superimposition and negation. Whereas direct approach of Brahma Maharshi is called direct path. Depending on which master you go, Adhyaropa Apavada or direct path is used to point out the truth to the seeker. The context, the framework of the seeker is understood by Vedanta, and then from the framework, the context of the framework, the master takes in step by step way to the truth. It is like climbing a mountain. You will take step by step by step by step and go. Whereas direct path approach is a jump from where you are to what is the truth. So Ramana Maharshi says direct path approach is very suitable for a mature seeker. Whereas Vedantic approach understands the seeker's context, understands that seeker requires maturity, teaches Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka, takes the approach of Adhyaropa Apavada to take in step by step realization. To summarize, all questions are not wrong. The questions come from a framework. The master should be compassionate enough to understand the framework and give the answer to help the seeker to come out and realize the truth. In the process, the questioner disappears. The questions are not, it's not necessarily that questions are answered. So the question is, a seeker comes and asks questions to Sadhguru, 10 years, 15 years, still remains a seeker. How does the Sadhguru treat such a seeker? The answer is, Sadhguru does not remember the 10 years of questioning. For Sadhguru, this moment is reality. For the seeker's question, in the framework of seeker, in the context of teaching, Sadhguru will give teaching to help him come out of ignorance and get jnana. The teaching is given moment to moment because Sadhguru lives in the present moment. So if he doesn't live in the present moment, then he is not a Sadhguru. For him, every question is in this present moment. So patiently, he will answer. Sadhguru will never run out of his patience. Sadhguru has infinite compassion. So even if you ask the question 10,000 times, he will give you 10,000 answers depending on the context. And also, if you observe, the seeker will not be asking the same question again and again. The seeker's question also will mature with the time, with the understanding of life. Can Sadhguru make somebody Gnani? You are already Atma. You have to recognize the Atma. Sadhguru can help and point out your real nature. You have to accept and recognize your true nature. That acceptance you can't force. It's like you can take horse to the water, but drinking water is horse choice. Similarly, Sadhguru can give the truth. Sadhguru can illustrate the truth, can give the teaching. That's the grace of Master. Grace of Master showers on all, always. The compassion of the Master will never run out. The patience of the Master will never run out. And Master lives in the present moment. So, with the grace, with the love and compassion, He'll give the teaching for you to come out of ignorance. Now, finally, the seeker has to apply the teaching in his life, moment to moment. Learn to live in the present moment. Apply Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka, or inquire who am I and become free. So the grace of Master is infinite. It is the seeker's grace or disciple. His grace is required to apply the teaching and become free. So the grace has two dimensions: the grace of the Master and grace of the disciple. Both are required to bring about wisdom or jnana or realization. A patient goes to the doctor, doctor prescribes the medicine. The patient doesn't take the medicine. Then doctor has no way of forcing the medicine on the patient. It is the patient who has to understand his part of the responsibility and apply. The realized master gives the teaching, he gives the facility for learning the teaching, he gives the environment for doing selfless service, It is a disciple who has to utilize the opportunity to become free. The grace of the disciple is also important. The grace of the master is there,